Hi there, my name's Alison from Happy Soul. Some of you may know me already. I'm an EFT Tapping practitioner and trainer. I would like to share with you this short tap along video to support you to clear negative emotions that you may be feeling around the climate, and specifically about the recent fires that we have been experiencing in Australia since September. We are now in January and the fires are still burning. And although you may not be hearing about it so much in the news, they are still raging, and it is still a huge concern to the planet and to especially people who are at risk of losing their homes. I'd like to acknowledge here the huge gratitude that I have, which I'm sure you have, for the volunteer firefighters and for the paid firefighters, and for any of you and anyone who has been supporting those who have been devastated by the fires. My heart goes to all the animals who have been traumatised and have suffered and are still suffering. And as I said, that my heart also goes towards all the people and of course the planet and all the ancient forests. Now, the reason I wanted to share this blog and video with you is there is a huge sense of fear and despair right now across the planet. The fires in Australia have woken us up at a new level. As David Attenborough shares, we are at a critical time where we cannot ignore the climate changes right now. I'm not going to add my political views because that's not helpful. I know how I feel. I'm sure you do too. And yes, we always have natural occurrences on the planet. However, it does seem undeniable that we need to take action to make changes fast. So making change when you feel the despair, the resentment, the anger, the sadness paralyzes you. So all we're going to do now with this tap along is acknowledge how you feel about what's recently happened in Australia and about what's happening in the climate, so that when you let go of those negative, paralysing emotions, you're much more likely to take action from a place of authenticity, calmness, and you will feel much more clear and have greater clarity about how you can make the changes in your home, share that in your community, contact your local MPs, and see what you can get involved in to help change our habits so that we can start helping and healing this planet of ours. We are responsible. We are the humans who have impacted the environment like never before. I'm not here to judge anybody. I'm only here to support and love you, to help you so that you can help the planet. So we're going to start with the EFT tapping. If you're not familiar with EFT, you can go to my website on how to tap. What we will be doing is acknowledging different emotions and aspects around what's happening on the planet now. I invite you to follow what I say, tapping the points around the body. And the most important thing that I ask you to do is keep tuned in to the emotion so that we can start releasing it. Once we've done that, we'll introduce some positive statements so that you can start introducing feelings of hope. So moving away from being helpless into feeling that you have empowerment, and you spread that in your community. I do also invite you to do this video repeatedly until you just start to feel more present and are able to contribute in a positive way. So let's get started. First, we're going to start by tapping the side of the hand, nice and gentle. Begin by getting tuned in to how you feel about the recent fires in Australia, and also about the climate, about the world, and what we're now experiencing at a greater level. I'm going to start with fear. So let's begin. Even though, and just repeating the words after me as you tune in, even though I have all this fear about the planet, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I feel this fear in my body, and just notice where it is, about the planet and climate change and how that's going to affect our future. What will it look like on planet Earth? I love and accept myself, even though at times I feel hopeless, afraid for our future. I love and accept myself anyway. Now tapping the top of the head where the crown is about 7 times. All this fear for the future. Eyebrow point just here. All this fear for our planet. Side of the eye. All this fear for what's happening in Australia. Under the eye. All this fear for the animals and the people in Australia. All this fear for the planet and what's happening. The chin. All this fear for Australia and these fires that are raging. Collarbone all across here. All this fear as I imagine the images I've seen on social media. Under the arm. All this fear of things being out of control on the planet. Tapping the ribs. All this fear about our future. About my future. We're going to stop there. We're going to take a big breath in. And release and let go. Very good, just noticing how you're feeling. We're now going to do something called the 9 gamut. Hand on your heart, tapping between your little finger and your ring finger, about 1 inch away from your wrist. And tapping in that groove, focusing back in on the fear for the planet, fear for Australia, the people, the animals, the ancient forests, what it means for you. Notice where the fear is in your body. Take a breath in and let it go. Good, looking straight out, keeping your head still. Feel the fear in your body with your eyes look down to the floor. Look straight ahead. Down to the right. Straight ahead, and we'll do that again. Down to the floor to the left. Straight ahead and down to the floor to the right. And straight ahead. Breathing in. And release, relax the shoulders. Tune into the fear for the planet in Australia and the animals, the people and the forests. Keeping your chin and your head still with your eyes look up to the ceiling. Now take your eyes as if there's a very big clock in front of you. Follow the clock all the way round, tapping and feeling the fear. All the way round. All the way around. 6 o'clock is the floor. Keep tapping, nice and slow. All this fear. All the way round. All this fear, and you get to the ceiling at 12 o'clock. Breathe in. Release, let go. Well done. We're going to go anti-clockwise, so take your eyes back up to the ceiling. Feel the fear again. And now we're going to go anti-clockwise. All this fear. Fear for our future. Fear for my future and the planet. 6 o'clock, and keep going around. All this fear about climate change. All the way around to the top at 12. Good. Relax your eyes, look forward, breathe in. And release. Well done. Always tuning back in and checking in. At the beginning you can check your numbers out of 10, 10 being very strong fear, 1 being very low. Just notice how you're feeling about the fear right now of the planet, of Australia, hopelessness, helplessness. Hopefully it's coming down a bit and you may feel a bit more present. So now we're going to hum Happy Birthday together to activate the left and the right side of the brain. Breathing in Relax, let go. Now we're going to count out loud to 5 as you look straight ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in and let go. And humming again. Relax your hands down. Just notice how your body's feeling. Let's just say the statement out loud, or you can repeat after me. Even though I've been feeling so afraid about the planet and Australia, I love and accept myself anyway. And just notice if the fear has come down. If it's not come down, you can return to the beginning and do this bit again. If it has come down, we're going to go to the next piece. So the next piece is frustration. Frustration about where we're at, maybe frustration with yourself, frustration with people not doing enough. Politicians, local MPs, corporate businesses, maybe it's your friend, your neighbour. So let's work with the frustration now. Tapping the side of the hand. Even though I feel so frustrated and I just don't know what to do, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I feel so frustrated about the situation with the planet, I just don't know what to do to make a change. I love and accept myself, and I'm open to the possibility of clearing these emotions so I can take action more freely. Even though I feel frustrated about the climate, about Australian fires, and I just don't know what to do, I love and accept myself anyway. Back to the top of the head. All this frustration with how the world is right now. All this frustration, I don't know what to do. Side of the eye. All this frustration with, and think about who it is you're frustrated with. Under the eye. All this frustration with, and you can fill in the blank. All this frustration with. All this frustration with. Collarbone. I feel so frustrated that nothing seems to be changing quick enough. Under the arm. All this frustration. We need to do things faster. And the ribs. All this frustration. And let go. Take a moment. Something may be coming up for you about who you're frustrated with, politicians, your friends, your community, your country not doing enough. Just keep tuned into that for a moment, and we're just going to work with that a little bit more. I'm going to go back to the top of the head. I'm going to let you fill in the blanks again. I'm so frustrated with. All this frustration with. All this frustration about climate change. Under the eye. We need to take action now. Under the nose. It's so frustrating. And the chin. I'm frustrated with. Collarbone. All this frustration with. Under the arm. We need to take action now. The ribs. I need to take action now. Big breath in and let go. Notice your frustration level. Again, you can return and repeat this last segment. Important for you to make it real for you. Like I said, it could be frustration with yourself for being having a belief that you're lazy, you're not doing enough, you're not sustainable enough, you're not putting ethical practices into your family, in place in your family. you feel maybe frustrated that your friendship circle aren't doing enough, you might be judging them for it. Really tune in to that. Again, you can go back and repeat this bit. I do recommend you do the whole tapping again every day for 7 days anyway. Assuming you're feeling a little lighter in the frustration and the fear, we're actually going to work now with the sadness. I would like you to take a moment to tune into how sad you feel about Mother Earth. Mother Earth is calling, is communicating with us, showing us that she's not happy. Again, this is not my place to have my opinions. However, it seems to be pretty obvious that what we're doing as humans on the planet is harmful. So let's tune into the sadness. And it might be about all the images you've seen about the animals in Australia, the koalas, the kangaroos, the wombats, the bats, all the birds, all the animals, the ancient forests. You may have loved a lost one. You may have lost your home. Tuning into the sadness. We'll just work with the fires in Australia to begin with. Side of the hand. Even though I feel this deep sadness and grief for Australia, I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm feeling so sad for the people and the animals and the nature, the ecosystem of Australia that's been harmed and killed, I love and accept myself anyway. I'm open to releasing this sadness. It's okay to release this sadness. It will help me take positive action. Good, let's go top of the head. Really keep tuned into the sadness. All this sadness about the animals that have perished. Eyebrow. All this sadness about the animals that are still suffering. All this sadness. Think about the images you may have seen. Under the eye. They're so helpless. Under the nose. All this sadness about the animals that are so helpless. All this sadness for the animals that have perished and that are suffering. Collarbone. All this sadness in my body right here, right now. Under the arm. All this grief for the animals in Australia. And the ribs. All this sadness. Big breath in. And release, let go. We're going to do the 9 gamut on the sadness. Hand on your heart, tapping that point again between the ring finger, little finger, an inch towards your wrist. Focusing on the sadness for Australia, for the animals, for the people that have lost their homes, for maybe somebody you've lost a loved one. Tuning into the sadness. And for some of you, it may be more about the whole planet, not just Australia. Tune in to what's real for you. Keep your head still, look hard down left, keep tapping, and straight ahead. Hard down right, straight ahead. Big breath in. And let it go. Keep your head still, look at the ceiling and go around the clock again. All this sadness. All this sadness for the fires and the animals and the people. All this sadness, the devastation on the planet. All this sadness. When you get to 12, look straight ahead, breathe in. Release, let go. Anti-clockwise. All this sadness. All this sadness for Mother Earth. All the way around the clock. All this sadness. Good, and breathe in at 12. And let go. Focusing back in on the sadness. For some of you it could be the animals, for some of the people, the forests. Could be other parts of the planet that are really suffering. Of course, it's not just Australia. There's many forests that have been burning. There's many things happening on the planet. We just don't always hear about it in the news. Okay, so let's hum Happy Birthday. Good, and counting out loud to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let go. And humming again. Just relax your arms on your lap. Again, noticing how you're feeling. You might actually start to feel again more present, more relaxed. Again, you can return to this segment of sadness and do this again. What might be easier is you just do the whole thing and then go right back to the beginning and keep repeating. So just noticing how you're feeling, what's the level of your sadness. Sometimes we feel it's wrong to let go of sadness. But what we're doing here is acknowledging. We're not becoming ambivalent. It's almost it is the opposite when we let go of negative emotions. We become empowered, more confident, more hopeful. Okay, so we have been acknowledging fear and frustration and sadness. And now it's time to actually acknowledge how you feel. It's a little bit closely linked to frustration, but you may feel a bit angry. You may be a young person watching this feeling angry towards our generation who haven't taken enough care of the planet. Whatever it is for you, again, it's personal to you. Tune into how angry you feel at a person, an establishment, whether that's political, whether that's huge corporate companies not doing the right thing. Again, it might be a neighbour, a friend. You might be angry towards yourself for having still perceived unethical practices and not being sustainable enough and doing your bit. Let's acknowledge that anger. Notice how strong it is. Again, you can write out of 10. Good. Back to the side of the hand. We're going to start introducing positive concepts soon. So it's not all just doom and gloom, but we need to acknowledge these feelings first. Even though I'm feeling angry about the situation on the planet, I feel that they are not doing enough to make an urgent change. I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I feel really angry that you are not doing enough. That's not my judgment at you, that is what it is. I love and accept myself. Even though I'm angry, I love and accept myself. Top of the head. All this anger about, I'm going to get you to fill in the blank again. Eyebrow. All this anger about. All this anger about. Under the eye. I feel so angry towards. Under the nose. All this anger I feel. The chin. I feel so angry right now. Collarbone. All this anger I'm feeling about. Under the arm. Notice where it is in your body. This anger in my body. Tapping the ribs. It's time to release this toxic energy. Big breath in and let go. I'm going to help you out a little bit here. Top of the head. I feel so angry. Eyebrow. There's not enough being done. Side of the eye. All this anger. Under the eye. I'm so angry with what we're doing as people, under the nose. People on the planet, tapping the chin. I'm angry with humans for causing devastation, collarbone. All this anger at myself, under the arm. All this irritation. I'm not doing enough, tapping the ribs. All this anger I'm feeling right now. Good, big breath in. And let go. I'm going to add to this is a very important piece about not doing enough. Side of the hand. Even though I've been feeling irritated with myself for not doing enough, for feeling lazy in my home, feeling scared to share with friends about things I can do and they can do. I love and accept myself, and I'm open to forgiving myself and taking positive action from now on. Even though I've been irritated with myself for not doing enough, for eating the wrong food, for using energy that's not renewable, for doing things I know have been harmful to the planet, I'm open to making changes and to forgiving myself. I love and accept myself. I'm doing my best. Top of the head. It's time to let go of this anger towards myself. Eyebrow. This judgment of myself. Side of the eye. This judgment of others. Under the eye. It's not helpful. Under the nose. All this judgment of myself. Tapping the chin. It's not helpful. Collarbone. I acknowledge this irritation with myself. I choose to release it. Ribs. I choose to forgive myself. Big breath in and let go. Top of the head. I choose to release this judgment. Eyebrow. I choose peace with myself. We're moving into some positive reframing now. Side of the eye. I choose peace with myself. Under the eye. I choose peace with others in power. Under the nose. I choose to know I'm doing my best. Chin. I also know I can make changes. Collarbone. I choose to be at peace with my part in this process of change. Under the arm. I choose to feel empowered and hopeful. Tapping the ribs. I choose to feel empowered and hopeful about the planet and my actions to make a change for the better. Good, big breath in and let go. Good, we're doing well. So you might already be starting to have thoughts on how you can make those small changes. It might be in what you buy, it might be buying less, it might be things like travelling less. For me, I do travel a lot because my family's in the UK where I am right now, but I live in Australia. So I need to start considering my imprint and how I can make those changes. I don't think I'll be walking to England from Australia, but I can certainly travel less. I'd like you to start thinking, just for a moment, about some positive things that you may be able to do from now on. And it might just be one or two small things that you can change within your home. It is possible, especially when we release all the despair and the irritation and the anger and the sadness. Let's do some positive reframing on this and see how you feel. And please do share this video as much as you can to help others take positive action. Back to the side of the hand. Even though I have been feeling great despair about the Australian bushfires and about the planet, I'm open to the possibility of taking more positive action for change that is needed right now. Even though I have been feeling angry and sad, paralysed, frustrated, I love and accept myself, and I choose to be present right here, right now, instead. In the place of presence, I take positive action. Top of the head. I choose to feel calm and clear. Eyebrow. I choose to feel confident. Side of the eye. I choose to use my voice kindly. Under the eye. Compassionately. Good. I choose to be at peace. Collarbone. I choose to know I'm doing my best, and so are others. Under the arm. I choose to feel grateful for all the good that people are doing on the planet. Good. Tapping the ribs. I'm grateful for thousands, billions of people who are doing some magnificent things on the planet to make a change. Focusing on that now. There's many good things happening. Top of the head. I choose to feel hope. Eyebrow. I'm a part of the process. Side of the eye. I choose to feel hope. Under the eye. We can do it together. Under the nose. We do this together. Tapping the chin. And let's stop there actually and take a nice breath in. Release and let go. Move your body, notice how you're feeling. Just one last reminder before I say goodbye. My battery's running low and I don't want it to just cut out. Please repeat this as often as you can. I do recommend once a day for 7 days because there's many aspects to how you're feeling about the climate, about the planet, about the Australian bushfires, about yourself, about people and the animals. I'd like you to share this video, please. It's very important that people get the tools to help them so they don't sit in resentment and powerlessness. Thank you so much for tapping along with me today. It makes me feel empowered that I'm doing something to help, and you can too. Please leave your comments below. Let me know how you're getting on. And if you do happen to know anybody who's been affected by the fires in Australia, I'm offering free online sessions for the trauma that they may have been experiencing and are still experiencing. I'm a qualified EFT practitioner and trainer. I can safely guide through the process of trauma. Thank you for listening and tapping along and taking great responsibility for yourself and this planet. Goodbye.